So this movie is things inside of things, which sounds like porn, but it's not. This is the Inception sandwich, people. Prepare to get deep. Welcome to Cinema and Sandwiches. This is the show where we break down movies and then rebuild them in the form of delicious sandwiches. I'm your host, Paul Singh, and I am currently the most electrifying man in all of sandwich-based entertainment. Inception, man. It's heavy, man. It's a reality-bending, metaphysical sci-fi movie couched inside of a heist movie. It's a thing inside of a thing. So the plot of the movie is dreams within dreams, but the structure of the script is genre within genre. It's kind of like the movie equivalent of a turducken. But we're not making a turducken sandwich. That would be too on the nose. It's like if Stanley Kubrick made a movie but actually wanted the audience to enjoy it. But in my opinion, Inception is the first movie of the internet age. And what I mean by that is that it's the first hyperlinked movie. At least I think so. Nerds, correct me in the comments if you want. But just like hyperlinks take you from one place on the internet to another place on the internet, Inception takes you from one dream down to another dream, down to another dream, just like hyperlinks. 4 dreams deep it goes down. It's a style that was adopted 10 years later by the movie Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Now, there's plenty of movies that go one level deep. Usual Suspects, for instance. It's a character telling a story, so it's a story within a movie. 1 level deep. But Nolan decided to go 4 damn levels deep. Do you have any idea the cojones it takes to go 4 levels deep in a mainstream Hollywood movie? Shout out to Chris Nolan's cojones. Now, he knew going 4 levels deep into dreams was going to be a bit of a trip, kind of hard to digest for our simian brains, but that's why he couched it inside of a heist movie, inside of a genre that we're familiar with, because, everyone likes a heist movie, we can easily follow it, and that made the movie digestible. It was absolute genius. It's sort of like when you have to give medicine to your dog, so you wrap it in a cold cut to feed it to him. That's what Chris Nolan did to us. He wrapped this complex movie in a genre that we're familiar with, and he fed it to us, and it was delicious. We got it and we liked it. You can see the structure right here. So you can see how the dreams are represented at each level with this graphic. And each level has a distinct visual setting so that we know exactly which dream we're in. So reality is taking place on an airplane. The next level is a van chase. The next level is a hotel. Then below that is a snow fortress, which is pretty goddamn awesome, by the way. And below that is limbo, which is like a crumbling gray city. But take note of the dream levels because we're going to use those levels to make the sandwich. Where did the idea for Inception even come from? Was it a wholly original idea? Of course not. Someone incepted Inception into Chris Nolan's head. Yeah, I know. It's trippy. So art is never a solo endeavor. Artists talk to each other through time. And Inception is the culmination of a conversation that's been going on between filmmakers via the medium of film since like the 1960s. And if you believe like I do that movies in general are just dreams created by humans, then Inception itself is a dream within a dream. So we go to the movies to watch a dream. Because it's kind of creepy. We go to this dark theater and sit there with a bunch of strangers watching a screen for 2 hours. We want to dream together for some reason. And that's what movies are. We go in there and we dream together. Movies are dreams. So just like Inception itself goes 4 levels deep, the movies that inspired it also go 4 levels deep. Now, Nolan claims that the inspiration for Inception came from 2 films from the 90s, The Matrix and Dark City. But both of these movies and Inception owe a massive debt to a tiny little film made in 1962 in France called La Jetée. La Jetée is a genius film. It's only 28 minutes long, and it's just still photos in a montage with a voiceover and some sound effects, but it will blow your damn mind. And it's on YouTube. You should go watch it. Take 28 minutes away from your miserable life and watch a good film, for God's sakes. You can definitely see a direct line from that film to Dark City to The Matrix to Inception. So I think that La Jetée is actually the inception of Inception. I didn't mean for it to get this deep, but it's really getting deep. But the idea for Inception starts in the brain of Chris Marker, the director of La Jetée in 1962. Travels through the brain of Alex Proyas in 1998, and then through the brains of the Wachowskis in 1999, and then through the brain of Nolan. They actually remade La Jetée into a big-budget Bruce Willis film in 1995, I believe. And then they remade that film into a TV series, which is on right now. So, Inception, man, it's real. And also, I'm pretty sure all these movies were actually inspired by Plato's allegory of the cave, but I'm not getting into that at all. So the characters are awesome, the action was awesome, but the real innovation was that multi-layered hyperlink structure that I enjoyed so much. So let's turn this movie into a sandwich. So I am pleased to announce that the Inception sandwich is the shooter's sandwich. So the shooter's sandwich is actually a sandwich from 100 years ago from England. But it went viral in 2010 when this guy declared it the best sandwich in the world. I don't know who gave him the authority to do that, but he did it. I'm not saying this sandwich is the best sandwich in the world, but I'm saying it is the sandwich most representative of Inception. That's why I chose it. So the shooter sandwich has many layers, and those layers are going to represent the layers of dreams of Inception. You'll get the gist of it when we start making it. A couple of steaks. So we're going to trim the fat and also beat them down to fit inside of our bread loaf, which you're going to see in a second. Not too much fat on this guy. I don't have a tenderizer, so I'm just going to use a glass. We're going to season heavily with salt and pepper. We're going to cook these till they're medium. You don't want rare steaks in your sandwich. This is a cold sandwich. Forgot my apron. This looks like a lot of mushrooms, but they're going to reduce down. So we're just going to dice these up. So we've reduced that 1.5 pounds of mushrooms down to like 1/3 of its mass. See? Way less mass. So the sauce is 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of horseradish, 1 tablespoon of Japanese mayo, which represents Saito, who is actually the secret protagonist of this film. Debate me in the comments, bro. And 1 sploosh of Srircha. Stir that up. All the other ingredients are very heavy. The loaf of bread, the steak, and whatnot, those things will put you to sleep. This is the kick. This will wake you up. Now, a traditional shooter sandwich uses like a regular loaf of bread, but this is actually a sourdough. Because I feel like the ingredients, they're so rich that you need a little bit more of a kick than just the sauce. So the sourdough gives it a little bit of zing, you know? Okay, so we have to cut off the top of this bread, like 1/4 of the thickness. Not bad. Okay, so we are going to dig out all the insides of this and leave just the crust. Just use your hands like a goddamn animal. You can save this to make breadcrumbs, or just eat it like this. Ooh. Now we're going to paint the inside with our mustard sauce, aka the kick. Get the sides too. And get the lid. Okay, so for the bottom layer, we're going to go with the mushrooms. So the bottom layer represents the limbo level of the dream, which is crumbling and dark, and I think the mushrooms kind of represent that. They're all fragmented and dark, so we're going to put that in first. All this stuff is going to compress. The next level is the Snow Fortress level, and we're going to represent that with some really spongy mozzarella cheese. Try to slice it. This mozzarella cheese is becoming unstable. Just like the dreams in Inception also get unstable. Next is the fancy hotel layer, and what do you get at fancy hotels? You get steaks. Down a little bit. I can get this one. For the top layer, the van layer, we're using mortadella. Why? Because I like mortadella. Try to get it right to the edge. So now we're going to wrap this thing in plastic wrap. So we're going to pile things on top of this sandwich so that it compresses and all the layers come together. I'm just going to pile plates on top of it, but you can put anything as long as it's evenly distributed weight. Okay, so we're going to put this in the fridge for a couple of hours. Ideally, you want it overnight, though. You want it to really compress, get all those layers smushed together. All right, this is one I made earlier, and we're going to see how that cross-section looks. I really have no idea what this is going to look like. Like, I have an idea in my head, but I just hope it fits that picture in my head. Which rarely happens in life, but, I'm an optimist. It feels very dense. I'm going to cut this thing. The cross sections look good. Oh, they look really good. God damn, it looks good. Okay. All right, we need a close-up of this immediately. Okay. So there we go. The 4 dream levels of Inception represented in a glorious cross-section of a shooter sandwich. That's the Inception sandwich, bro. 4 layers of dreamy, delicious sandwich. That's a pretty damn good looking sandwich if you ask me. I can't believe that sandwich actually worked out as well as it did. I mean, look at that thing. Truth be told, I'm not exactly sure how to eat this thing because it is gigantic, but I gotta go in. Going in all layers at once concerns me. I'm not sure I can do it. You know what the hell, I'm just gonna try to go for the whole thing all at once. See how this goes. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. Tried, didn't get it. But what I did get is goddamn delicious. Everything works together really nicely. But you do have to kind of like go 2 layers for 2 layers. I don't think you can get all 4 layers at once. Let's look at the cross section again. Look at that. Oh man. If that's not the Inception sandwich, I don't know what is. We got to rename this from shooter sandwich to Inception sandwich. All I want to do is stand here and look at that cross section. If you make this sandwich, you'll understand what I'm feeling right now. This has been the Inception sandwich on Cinema and Sandwiches. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll keep making sandwiches and reviewing movies. I'm going to make the sandwiches regardless, but the videos are really up to you, whether I keep making them or not. God, this is a good looking sandwich. I'm going to take a nap and dream about this sandwich and others.